This is the LEGO Star Wars Yavin 4 Rebel base. And today I'm going to be taking a look at this 12 minifigure and 1066 piece build, coming with almost all of the most important characters from the first ever Star Wars movie, Star Wars A New Hope. This is also a set LEGO has never done before, so I'm really excited to get into it. So hit that subscribe button and let's go. Alright, now we are starting off with the box art for this LEGO Star Wars set. It's obviously in the jungles of Yavin 4. And we have a look at all the minifigures hanging around. We get a very generalized look at this set. I think the set actually looks a little bit better in person than it does on the box, at least. The pictures don't do it a full justice. You have the Y-Wing and everything there. Vader is in the corner, and I look at all of our minifigures. Wow, that's a lot, and we will get to all of those. LEGO Star Wars logo is also very prominent on this box, more than a lot of $160 sets. Now, if you obviously flip it to the side, there is another depiction of Yavin, and then you flip it to the back and you get a much better look at all of the fun little details you get throughout the set. But we'll take a look at those. Look at all that. That's great. And then also, minor note, you do have the Luke Skywalker here, and we are continuing this thing. A thing I noticed about the box is it has this little logo on the packaging where it tells you it's a 6-booklet thing, which means you could build it with like a bunch of different family members or something like that, or friends. So I like that. I didn't notice that. I don't know if that's a new thing, but that's pretty cool. Now let's take a look at the instructions real quickly. Now there are obviously 6 of these, so I don't want to go through all of them, but I'll get the point across. They have like the figure that you build in this portion, and then they give you a look at some of the sets. Like there's the Y-Wing. You look at this one, the little figure running across is General Dodonna. You look at the back of it, there's the advertisement for a bunch of the Mandalorian sets, and General Dodonna, of course. Then you look at the back of this one, you get the advertisements for the Clone Wars sets, and the little bit of the officer's deck, because that's a lot of what you're building here. And then you're going to look at this one, it's C-3PO running around, and you get a look at the command station. They don't even bother with the ads on that one. Then this one, who's running around this time, it's Luke Skywalker. And what's behind it? Oh, it's the medal ceremony, and it's another one of these rebuild the world things. Then we have these, again, I hate the digital renders. Who is this? This is a rebel soldier, and then on the back, it's finally the pieces. Now, those are all 6 instruction manuals. That is quite a lot, but I do appreciate that they, are all able to be built by friends and family. Now, we're going to look at a hyperlapse build of me building this thing, so get excited for that, and we will be back to take a look at all of the minifigs. Alright, it's minifig time, and we are starting with Luke Skywalker. That was a weird way to introduce it. Comes with his lightsaber, obviously very nice. He comes with like almost Han Solo-like pants from Return of the Jedi. This is the first version we've gotten of him in this particular outfit in quite a long while, and I might add that he does indeed come with a medal, the first ever medal. Now, to be honest, I appreciate that it's like a special mold and everything, and it comes with the special printing. Practically speaking, it really should have been printed on, but I'm not going to complain because I like it when they do special things like this. And then obviously, to go alongside him, there is Han Solo, who also gets his medal. And I will note that he does come with what, from what I can tell, a new face. Well, Luke's is the same that we've seen in plenty of sets. Han comes with a seemingly more new print, which is quite interesting. Torso's been the same for like ever now, so that hasn't changed. And it looks like the belt looks a little new. I don't know. I think it's kind of new actually. I like the face. Let's take a look at the princess. Now here is Princess Leia herself, Princess Leia Organa, in her special attire. We haven't gotten one of these, again, in about 10-12 years. It is beautiful. It comes with a regular dress piece that comes in her usual outfit. The torso is what is different about this. Now, I thought this was an exclusive hair mold. It is not. This is not an exclusive hair mold. This was featured actually on Queen Amidala, her mother, in her like 14-year-old version of her. In terms of the face, I'm pretty sure the face isn't even new. So the only thing that's new about this is ironically the torso. So other than that, great little figure, nice to have. Now next up we have the upgraded boys, R2-D2 and C-3PO. So R2-D2 is great, again, because he does come with the back printing. This is not the cheapest set that comes in. He does come in that in the Yoda Starfighter as well as the Trash Compactor. 3PO comes in a very similar version to that Trash Compactor set. He comes with his arm printing, no side leg printing. Very nice to have, again. I like the upgraded version of these two fellas, and I'm really happy to have it. Silver leg and all. Now let's take a look at some of the other Rebels that come in this set. Here is Chewbacca. Oh, he just fell. He is not new at all. Nothing new and exciting about him. He does come with his stud shooter. We also have Rebel pilot John Vander. He appeared in Star Wars Rebels. He's one of the pilots from the obviously original Trench Run. I would have much rather they included Porkins because we haven't gotten him in a long time. I think we might have gotten Vander at some point recently. So that's kind of cool. And the thing that's exclusive about him, obviously, is his special helmet print. There is also his face. And then here is his droid, R2-BHD. It's interesting because it has like these silvery legs and shiny head, but it's a very plain gray, torso piece. So that's pretty cool. Then we also have, Vander's buddy pilot. This is Garvin Drays. He is Red Leader. I don't know if you remember that from Star Wars, but Red Leader is standing by or whatever. He gets shot down. He is no longer alive. He comes with a specially, printed thing. I think this is our first version of this guy. I'm not a big Rebel pilot fan, so I don't know all their names and stuff, unfortunately. But obviously, I'm a fan of those movies still, so it is cool to get both of them in LEGO. We also get General Dodonna, who is not a new minifigure. He came in an X-Wing set, in a much cheaper set, not all that long ago, but he does come with special printing on the back of his face with a little alternate face print. And, other than that, nothing crazy going on with this guy. Still cool to have. And then here we have the Rebel Fleet Trooper. Now he has his little scanner to scan, the speed of the ships coming in, which is actually, I thought, a really well done build that replicates him. He also comes with a little staff to stand in his tower, and we'll talk about that later, obviously. And we also have, his little buddy, a very similar minifigure, which they didn't ask to give any, glass piece to, which I found interesting, but this is just a general Rebel crew member, and they come with a special little wrench, so that way they could wrench away at items. There is a double-sided face. Very bland minifigure, not a ton going for it, not the most exciting figure, but a necessary must for a set like this. Alright, now before we get into the main build, I would like to discuss the micro build and why I am not a fan of it. First off, this is just, and I'll talk about this more in my thoughts section, they really should have devoted the pieces used in this portion of the set into bulking up the actual base more. Either way, let's talk about the actual fundamentals of the set. It's a micro-scale Y-Wing set, but not micro-scale. It's in between a micro-fighter, a regular Y-Wing, but it's not even there. It's a fourth of that. You can fit in your regular pilot here. He does come with a little targeting computer sticker, which is kind of nice. And then he comes with this little cannon here, which can spin around, which I did appreciate. And you just kind of have to lay your pilot down, so like, I don't know, I feel that's weird. And then you have a little area where you can load your R2 unit in the back, and he sticks out, like, so that way he gets shot in the face by this thing. Now, in terms of the actual engines, I really appreciate the build technique that was used for this. I think it was done really well. I like the engines at the back. I love the Y-Wing design, so it's, you know, if they screwed this up, I'd be very sad. I think it's a great ship design. And then it does come with flick fire missiles, or not flick fire, rather, what are they called? You know, the hit and shoot ones. Oh my gosh, I am dying inside. All right, so we have these guys here, and you can remove them very easily if you think they're ugly, which they certainly are, and I think it helps the set a lot. And then obviously they have built-in landing gear and all that sort of stuff, so that's pretty cool in my opinion. I like that part about it. I'll really discuss more about what I think of this set fully, this portion of it, in the thoughts section, so stay tuned for that. I want to get into the actual build of this thing. Now, heads up, this set does come together in multiple sections. It comes together with about 5. Now, you could obviously just put them together very simply. There's an area to put this one in. You will see a very high usage of these different pins, and then all you have to do, obviously, is connect the pins to the sides of the sets, and it's not an awful fit. And I'll have probably my most hatred for one area of this set, but it generally captures Yavin. It generally does, and I use those words sparingly because this is not my favorite LEGO Star Wars set. I will be frank about it. First off, let's start from the right and move over to the left. You get some very nice detailing, that's a word for it, and you just get some, I guess, texturing with regards to plants and stuff all up this side of it, and it kind of, I don't like how it all pops out here, but it is a playset, so we'll give a little lax, and we'll talk more about the interior. There are these 2 stud blasters that are on a mechanism, so you can move them alongside each other, and then obviously you could shoot them, and that works out pretty well. And then you move to the other side here, and you just get a bunch more bricks, bunch more greebling, and then we move over to the most goofy and dumb part of the set, this Juniors looking tree. This thing looks like it's straight out of a 4+ set. Now this set is for ages 8 and up, so it's like, you know, a little more advanced. This tree looks gross, it looks ugly, it looks disgusting. The one cool thing about it, and it's something that should be included in a set like this, is the tree. So, we're first up, let's load up our guy here. I do appreciate the build structure they have for this, and you can simply just stop down your little trooper guy here. And then let's show you how you can actually lift him. So you got this all set up, it looks nice and dandy, and then all you have to do is just lift it up like so. And it lifts up like this, and then you let it sit right down there on this piece. See that? You just kind of spin up the Technic brick, let it rest, and then you could have your guy all nice and high in the air, and you can spin him around, and you could organize it however you like, and it's really quite cool. Now, whatever I may think of the base of this thing, I do like that this part of the, I guess, show of Yavin is here, because it's a pretty major part, and it was in Rogue One, it was in all that other stuff, so I'm happy to see it. Now, here's the exterior of Yavin. I'd like to take a look at each individual room to the best I can, and we're going to load them up with figures, so we'll give each section a figure or 2. Let's start on the left side and work our way to the right. The first room we have is the briefing room. Obviously, the biggest, most noticeable part of it is you do get this sticker here, which helps explain how they are going to attack the Death Star, which is why you get General Dodonna here, who is the main guy who explains, you know, how you have to go into the central detonator and do all that sort of stuff, and you will blow up the Death Star. Behind him, there's also a mug, and there's also a water cooler, which I thought was kind of fun. Now, there are 3 seats here, so you can sit, say, your Rebel pilots, like so, and he will listen, and he is like, oh, well, I guess I'm gonna die, because it's a 1 in a million shot, and we're all just gonna happily volunteer for that. So you can sit everyone down here. They could hear all this lovely information. You'll also notice back there a sticker involving some sort of like galactic screening. So that way they could like do maps or whatever. And then you will move down, I guess, on this little ladder, and you have access to this area. Now, this is probably my least favorite area of the set. It is like some sort of armory. There's not much going on. There's like one little control station for when you land your Y-Wing, and we'll get to that in a moment. But first, I would like to point out there is a scanner up here, and also this sticker where you just, it's the Rebel Alliance, so it shows you you're in the Rebel Alliance hangar. There's also this sticker back here. You can see that. I'll try to get that to focus. It's just a little scan in. It reminds me of the thing that you scan when the droids walk into the cantina. All right, so we have the left side completed. Now, I guess we're gonna move from top to bottom, and then we'll do the other side. We have this portion at the top of the base, which I guess is supposed to be representative of some sort of radar dish. You can spin it around. It's a nice little build. Obviously, I don't remember it from the movie, because I don't think it was in the movie, but it's an interesting little thing to include in the set, and I'm not gonna like complain about it or anything. It's just a neat, fun little thing they have in there. Now, moving down, obviously, is probably the most unique room, because it is supposed to be based off of that giant scene with hundreds of people all lined up to see Luke, Han, and Leia get medals or give medals or whatever. So I'll try to see how many I could fit in here. R2-D2, C-3PO, and also General Dodano is here, so he should probably be here too, right? And then, of course, we need to have you know, Princess Leia, because she gives the award, right? So she should be here. We got Luke, Han Solo, and of course, medal-less Chewbacca. Now, you'll notice there's an issue, and there's exactly 0 room to actually put, like, you know, any of the Rebel Guard that were there or anything like that. So, you know what? It's not perfect, but it gets the job done, I guess, kind of. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the way this was executed. I would have rather they made this set a little deep. And again, we'll talk about this all in my thoughts portion. Moving down below them, however, there is a little bit more of a cool thing. This is where you get to control all of the blasters. So you can control the outdoor blasters, which don't exist in Star Wars. And you could just do that by just moving these like this. And you could, of course, station, say, a figure. Let me put this guy in here. And yeah, like you fit minifigs in here. You, again, have those little screens on each side of this. So that's kind of neat. And then you will also see that there's that little targeting computer again. I don't know what it's targeting because I don't remember a giant attack on Yavin. I'm going to miss that in Star Wars. Now let's take a look at the hangar bay. So we're back outside, obviously, and the Y-Wing, obviously, is, you know, it's going in for an emergency landing, left thrusters down, oh no, and it is now inside of the actual Yavin 4 base. Now, first thing that's going to happen, you're going to have your transport come over with some help, like R2-D2, and they're going to come over in this particular build. The ironic thing about this is it is like the dumbest thing, but it actually exists. It's actually 100% accurate to what shows up in Star Wars. It just looks incredibly dumb. You can sit about 4 figures on here. I don't think I need to show you this, but like, there you go, guys. They're very comfortably fitting. You can fit R2 on each side. Look at that, a little stretched out. And yeah, so that's kind of nice. And then all you have to do, you could also open this up and you could like put blasters in, which I didn't even realize we could do that. That is so sick. I love that so much. And yeah, so anyway, that's the fun little stupid build, and it's driven by this lady. And you could even include this little particular piece. Yo, wait, this just got so much cooler. There are these extra little pieces that help guide you, and you could actually fit them in here. Oh, I love that so much more now. But for those who are wondering, these pieces basically just help guide with parking. They're really supposed to be used for outside, but since there's only one ship and it's in here, you just kind of use it and it would be like parking in here. And this thing can carry those around. I like that a lot. I'm discovering that now. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. This was just meant to carry blasters, but I'm going to happily store these in here because I am going to completely lose them if I don't. Now, the pilot is going to get out of his little Y-Wing and he's going to go to the med bay because he's obviously wounded because he was a terrible pilot. And, you know, they're going to start to work on his stuff. They're going to need, say, a ladder, right, to climb up into the cockpit. And really, he should have used that to climb out, but he was so injured, you know, it didn't even matter. He could have broken another bone. So you could walk up this, check it out, fix all the internals, and, you know, once you're all good, you're good to send it away. And I think that is the one novel thing that I do like about the Y-Wing being here. Although one thing I do think would be fun for kids with regards to the set is if you have like a bunch of Lego sets, like mini X-Wings and Microfighters set up like outside here, and then you take all of your Y-Wings and then you have them fly through the door, and then they come out the other side, and you get to like have all your different ships and you get to pull them out of the hangar. Oh, I love that. That is actually a much redeeming quality. It almost redeems that Y-Wing build, in my opinion. But yeah, so it's nice that you do get a full area to put all this stuff. You need to have some sort of hangar with these particular sets. So I'm excited to see that. Now let's take a look at the other side. Now we obviously have a ladder, and we also have this little thing right here. This is a bit of a, I guess, like containment center. There's grenades in this one, and there's like a power kyber brick in this one. There's really, again, not a ton going on with details. There are a bunch of clips on the wall. You see those clips there? Those are there. There's also clips on this side. It's really, I feel like, a waste of space. I feel like they've really cheaped out in certain areas where they could have just included like a 10-piece structure, and it would have made it so many moons better. Let's elaborate on that. We're gonna go up, and we're gonna look at this upstairs build here. Again, when I see this, it just feels very bare bones. It feels like they looked at that old 2000 something model, and they're like, yeah, we'll do that. And they didn't really feel like changing it that much. But you do have a whole location here based off of the movie with that little star map. This is where everyone was hanging out when, you know, Luke was doing his trench run. And this can spin, which is kind of cool, and I appreciate that. I like that. It's a sticker, obviously. You also have another sticker of, I guess, control things over there. And then you could have Princess Leia here planning with General Dodonna, say, and they could be, like, communicating. There's also this area, I guess, which is supposed to involve, like, steps and seating. So you could have, I guess, R2-D2 or C-3PO sit right here. The little throne, and then you could, if you want to have your rebel technician or like a commanding officer, they could be pressing buttons on this, make it look like they're doing something smart, you know, and there's a little step up to that. Again, my whole issue with this is it just feels so bare bones, and I guess that's the point. That's the type of set it's supposed to be. But you look at sets like this one, and my example being the Cantina, which for $400 and originally $350, it was able to capture so much more detail. So it's just kind of disappointing for the, you know, price relativity. So for double the price, you get just this gorgeous, gorgeous build that's completely accurate, has all the details. And then you have this one, which is about half that price, and it feels very stretched to the, you know, minimum, very bare bones. Now we are in my, I guess, thoughts portion of the video finally. And here is my main issue. This really should have been, this particular, I guess, event should have been a Master Builder Series set like that Cantina. It's the first time they've ever done Yavin in LEGO. We've never gotten Yavin before. So it's kind of disappointing that they put so much, you know, time and effort into something that just is okay. The interior is just meh. It like really doesn't achieve a lot. I think the best part about the set is the figures. It is a great starter $100-something set. If you want to get all the main characters from the original movie, if you are someone, say you introduce your kids to Star Wars for the first time and they're around 8 or 9, this comes with everyone. It comes with Leia, it comes with Luke and C-3PO and R2-D2 and Han Solo and Chewbacca and some other rebels for them to play around with. I like that a lot, and I think that's really good. And I think LEGO Star Wars, when they do stuff like that, it's great. When they put Darth Vader in cheap sets, it's great. And Darth Vader isn't a cheap set right now. Stormtroopers are in a cheap set right now. Boba Fett's in a cheap set. So you can get lots of hard to, you know, access characters in relatively cheap places. This is not the cheapest set, so I don't know what this was achieving. If they marketed it as a junior set, that would be great. Again, and it's marketed as a family builder set. It has 6 parts, so you could build this like as a group of people. And I like that. What I would prefer, honestly, is, and I'm having second thoughts about this as I've been using and playing around with the hanger feature, I do not like the way they capture the Y-Wing. I think they could have done something else, to be honest. I don't like it. It's not going to be in scale with any other LEGO Star Wars things, and it never really will be because it's such a unique scale. So I guess that's my main issue with this set, is the Y-Wing. You could have dispersed those pieces in better places. The tree significantly downgrades, I believe, the actual good value this set has to offer, because it makes it feel like a junior set, and I do not like that. I think that is bad, and it's a bad decision. I think by far the most redeeming quality with regards to this set is the Luke figure and the Han figure and those medals. They nailed them. I like the Leia figure too. They did a good job with that, and the Rebel pilots, it's cool to have as well. It's an okay set. It's an average set for $160. It's a little expensive. It's expensive. I'd prefer they have done something else, but I do like they're doing locations. I am happy they're doing locations. It's a start. It's just a shame because now I know for, you know, another probably 10 years we won't see a Yavin, because this one's going to be on shelves for, let's say, 2-3 years, and then it's going to be gone for at least another 4 or 5. So it's going to be a while till we get one that's actually really kind of cool, unless they decide to go and do a Master Builder Series one, which I would love. Either way, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this big LEGO Star Wars set. I will see you all in the next one. Remember, peace out, stay awesome.